This video is for federal MLOs whose employer has initiated an Individual Form MU4R on their behalf and requires attestation. The NMLS system generates a notification informing you that your institution created an MU4R filing on your behalf that requires attestation. Keep 3 key categories information readily available. All names used since the age of 18, including any aliases and/or your maiden name. Employment records, including dates of employment and addresses covering the past 10 years for any financial services-related employment. Employment pertaining to securities, commodities, banking, insurance, consumer lending, or real estate falls under the requirement. And current residential information. Log into NMLS to attest your MU4R. On the NMLS Resource Center, which is accessed by typing nmls.org into your browser's address bar, click the Federal Registry link at the upper right portion of the page, or click the beige NMLS Federal Registry Resources button in the middle right portion of the page. Click Log into NMLS. Each time you log into your account, you are prompted to agree to the industry terms of use to access your account. Read the terms of use and click I agree. The MU4R filings page is broken into 2 sections: to attest and to create, update, or submit an MU4R. If an institution sends you, the individual, an MU4R that requires your attestation, a button is enabled for you to review and attest. This means that the institution has requested you to review this form, verify it is correct, and/or make changes as it is needed. The To Create, Update, or Submit an MU4R section allows you to initiate and submit a new filing or update your existing record. It is a good practice to enable the completeness check function before you begin to complete the form. Completeness checks are designed to ensure the required sections of the form are fully completed. It is not a requirement to enable completeness checks. However, it is your responsibility to ensure the information input is accurate and that the form's required sections are fully completed. This icon appears as a white check mark behind a no symbol until it is enabled. Click the completeness check icon in the upper right portion of the page. When enabled, the icon appears as a white check mark in an orange circle. Completed sections shown in the left navigation panel, beginning with identifying information through criminal background check. This section is used to record information pertaining to your name, place of birth, and contact information. Select the gender by clicking the appropriate radio button. Input the required fields for the email address, state of birth if applicable, country or province of birth, and business phone. Click Save. Note that the other fields are optional. Click Next to advance to the next section of the form. You may also click in the sections in the left navigation panel. This is helpful to jump from section to section if you begin a filing and have to return to it later. This section is used to record any names other than your full legal name that are being used or have been used in the past since age 18. This includes nicknames, aliases, and names used before or after marriage. Click Next. If you do not have any other names, click the Current Residence link in the center of the page or in the left navigation panel. This section is used to gather the street address for your current primary residence. Click Save. Click Next. This section is used to show your current employer and provide all financial service-related employment over the last 10 years. Employment other than financial services related is not required. If applicable, click the Add Current button to provide any other current financial services related employment. If you do not have any other current financial services employment, but you do have prior financial services employment over the last 10 years, click the Prior button to provide this information. Employment information other than financial services related is not required. Once all financial services related employment or no other financial services employment is applicable, click the Next button. This section is used to gather responses to disclosure questions. All disclosure questions must be answered yes or no. Click Save. Click Next. If you answer yes to a question, you are prompted to provide additional information in the Disciplinary Actions section of the form. See the Disciplinary Action Reference Guide for additional information. Click Add to provide information for yes responses. Explanations for yes responses are made publicly available through NMLS Consumer Access. Complete the disciplinary action details section by providing a brief description of disciplinary action. Required information varies depending upon the selected disciplinary action. Complete the required fields. You may type in a maximum of 4,000 characters if desired to provide a brief summary of the disciplinary action. Check the box next to the appropriate disclosure question you're providing details. You must attach a supporting PDF file not to exceed 8 megabytes. You may only upload one file, but may combine several documents into the supporting file. This information will be publicly available in NMLS via consumer access. Click Save and click Next. The disciplinary action screen reflects the uploaded file, description, link to the applicable question, a link to the uploaded file, and the option to edit the filing. The SAFE Act requires all state licensed and federally registered individuals to complete a criminal background check via the submission of fingerprints to the FBI. You will use NMLS to request a criminal background check as part of the MU4R submission process. Check the box I am requesting a federal criminal background check. Select the radio button Submit New Prints below Confirm Background Check Method. Complete the required demographic information. Upon completing the applicable sections of the MU4R form, a completeness check is performed on the Attest and Submit screen before the filing is submitted. If the filing does not pass all completeness checks, the screen lists the sections within the filing along with a description of the errors. Click the section link to navigate directly to the error and correct it. This screen reflects important attestation language because it states you are providing information and statements that are true and accurate, and you may be subject to legal sanctions for any misrepresentations or omissions of material facts. An institution identified as a new employer in this filing will be granted access to your NMLS record, including criminal background check results upon submission of this filing. As previously stated, the Federal Registry may make information submitted in this filing available to the public pursuant to the SAFE Act of 2008 via consumer access. Select the checkbox next to I certify that I am the named person above and that I agree to the above. Click the Attest button. The employer receives a system-generated notification indicating you have attested to your filing. The employer reviews your Individual Form MU4R. If any questions or corrections are needed, you will be contacted by the employer. Once the review is complete, the employer, which is the institution, submits your filing and pays the applicable fees. To review the status of your filing and employment, click the Composite View tab. Click View Individual. Click Federal Registration List to view your status. Click Federal Employment Records to view your employment status. Click Background Check Request to view your status and to schedule a fingerprinting appointment through FieldPrint. See the Completing a Criminal Background Check video for further assistance. Note that your registration is not activated until your Individual Form MU4R, fingerprints, and criminal background check results are received and reviewed by your employer. This concludes how to complete an Individual Form MU4R initiated by an institution. Be sure to access the Training and Resources page in the NMLS Resource Center for other videos and tips on how to complete tasks in the NMLS by clicking the Resource Center button, hovering over News and Events, and selecting Training and Resources.